So, hi everyone, I am Jacqueline Florentino, and today we are going to talk about a classical mythology entitled Glaucus and Scylla. Okay, hold on. Give me my next. Okay. So, the story goes like this. So, Glaucus was fishing on a meadow near the sea, and then he noticed his fish float back to the sea, so he thought it has something to do with the grass, so he ate it. And then he had an affinity for the sea, so God turned him into a sea god. Then the rising action is when he met Scylla and he fell in love with her. But Scylla did not love him back, so Glaucus asked Zeus for help to make Scylla love him. But he didn't know that Zeus already falls in love with him, so when Glaucus asked Circe for help, so she gets angry because he doesn't love her back. So she poisons the water in which Scylla bathed. And then the following action is the poison turns Scylla into a monster with serpents growing out of her and fierce dog heads. And then the ending, Scylla destroys everything that comes near her area. So many sailors such as Jason, Odysseus, and Aeneas lost crew members to her. So the characters we have here Glaucus, a fisherman who was turned into a sea god. Then we have Scylla, a water nymph who Glaucus fell in love with, and Circe, an enchantress. So the setting of the story is in Sicily. So on one side there is a forest, on the other a vast countryside. So the nymph Scylla is equally cold to all of her lovers, including Glaucus. So a young prophetic sea god in Neptune's skirt, born mortal and turned immortal upon eating a magical herb. So the conflict. So we have here man versus man, because Glaucus loves Scylla but he doesn't love her back, and Circe loves Glaucus but he doesn't love her back. So it's a love triangle. So we have here symbolism. So the love potion. So we can see that the potion that Circe gives Glaucus as being symbolic of the destructive power of love. So Circe tells the sea god that it's a love potion guaranteed to make the beautiful sea nymph Scylla his forever. And Glaucus swims towards his reluctant love, hoping that his future will be full of happiness. So unfortunately, for Glaucus and Scylla, the potion is really meant to transform Scylla into a horrible monster. So though the potion was requested as an act of desperate love, it ends up destroying Glaucus' object of affection. So you could also see that the potion as embodying what happens when true love is mistaken for obsession. So the theme, we have here love. So to Glaucus, Scylla answers it's love itself that makes life so bad. So Glaucus is totally happy being a sea god until he sees the gorgeous Scylla and becomes tortured by his love for her. So Circe gets her feelings majorly hurt when Glaucus rejects her, and a poorly Scylla gets transformed into a horrible monster. So all because she gets caught up in a love triangle she never asked to be part of. Diba? Sakto. So the moral lesson of the story is that love cannot be forced. So if the object of your affection has already communicated to you that they're unable to return your feelings, so we should respect their decision. So do not ever attempt to convince them. Otherwise, do not fool yourself. 2. By making excuses for them and hope that they're just mistaken. So you are just setting yourself up for a big disappointment if you do. So just like in the story, so just because Glaucus didn't love Circe back, then he did a horrible thing that destroyed everything. So if in real life, so if we know that our loved one doesn't love us back. So we should set them free and we should move on, because that if that what makes them happy, then kuan ato silang paraya. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you learned something. So goodbye and God bless.